in on the marriage equality debate in top court. The government has opposed the marriage equality nod in Supreme Court. The government tells Supreme Court cannot transplant law from elsewhere. Government says India's social eco setup, ethics are different, societal acceptance is paramount. Anisha Mathur joins us for the latest. Well, Anisha, it's up to the court to decide. The government stance has been clear from the start. Anisha?
Well, yes, Sheti, we've just seen the government starting their arguments in the post-lunch sessions. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta has started arguments on behalf of the government. For the last 4 days, we've seen the petitioners making a very strong case about the need for recognizing privacy, dignity and right of choice. Now, interestingly, however, the government in their arguments at this moment have taken, instead of taking the approach that the society will not recognize this, they have started their argument by saying that since marriage itself is a socio-legal construct, the court cannot go into this matter. They've said that there are more than 160 provisions of various laws that would be affected if the court declares marriage equality as being valid, that same-sex couples would have the same rights to get married, because according to them, the definition of marriage itself and who can get married, how to get married, at what age to get married, how to separate, what other rights emanate from this institution of marriage, all of those issues will have to be considered, and that is why the centre is now arguing that the court should not
Anisha, but the other side of the debate also is the right to privacy, in terms of what the Constitution says as well, right? So there is a bit of a conflict right there. So we'll have to wait and watch to see what the court has to say with regards to that too.
Well, definitely, Cheti. As I said, these are the preliminary arguments that are being heard by the Constitution bench. Remember, in the last 4 days, the petitioners have been making a very strong case, saying that there is an inherent right to privacy, there is an inherent right to dignity, and why is it that same-sex couples are denied the same choices, the same relationships, the same respect in society that a heterosexual couple will get. They've also raised the question of the various other laws that will be affected by the issue of marriage equality, not just the institution of marriage per se, but also the right of inheritance, the rights as far as banking, tax transactions, etc. are concerned. All of those will be involved, and that is a case that the petitioners have raised, that why is it that when a heterosexual couple can share finances, can share households, can share their lives, why a homosexual couple is denied the same thing. On the other hand, of course, the centre is saying that because there are so many laws, so many provisions involved, it is not an order that can be passed by the Supreme Court of India. It is something that only the Parliament and the state legislatures will have to debate, discuss, because this will involve a large number of changes in the law. Secondly, what they beg your pardon, what the government is arguing is that apart from the fact that there are multiple laws and legal provisions that would require change, what the petitioners are also asking for is not simply the idea of a right to marry, but the idea of their union to be recognized. And there the government is making the point that any recognition to any relationship is a social and legal issue.
I'm coming back to you, Anisha. Thanks for that for now.